Okay, the first thing I want to talk about as far as making graphics for your website is size-wise. Did you notice in the Cafe Townsend they were talking about making your graphics like 700 pixels wide, right? Remember the little boxes you had to do? Well, the reason why is they're thinking about how to get your website to fit on a certain browser window. In this case, the dimensions that you're looking at right now is this. My computer screen right now is 1024 by 768. That is the dimensions of the screen that you are looking at up here. Okay, so if I'm going to make graphics that are going to fit on my website, I need to know what size browser I'm going to target. Now, and what I mean by browser is, how big a monitor do you think that your user is going to have? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have your user, you don't want to design a website that's, super big for somebody who has a really small monitor, or something that's really small when somebody has a really big monitor. You got to kind of go in the middle, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. In this case, inside of Photoshop, they have presets inside of Photoshop to kind of give you those dimensions already. So if we go inside Photoshop, we're going to start in Photoshop. We're going to go under File, New, inside of Photoshop. File, New. Okay, under File, New, you'll see underneath where it says presets right here, if you hold the mouse down and go to where it says web, okay, so where it says presets right here, you hold the mouse down right here where there's a little pull down menu, and there's one that says web. Inside web, you'll notice it says size. Right here where it says size, you'll see there's common sizes for monitors. 640 by 480 is a common size for a 13-inch monitor. 800 by 600 is a common size for a 15-inch monitor. 1024 by 768 is a common 17-inch monitor, and so on. The other ones, this one goes up. These are large. This is like the 20-inch monitor, the 16 by, 1600 by 120. So usually what I do is I try and get my website to fit on 800 by 600 or 1024 by 768. That's one reason why in the Cafe Townsend they had, 700 pixels wide, right? Because they wanted it to fit on the 800 size monitor. Does that make sense? So that's what I'm going to choose for right now. I'm going to choose the 800 by 600, or there's another option under there. If you hold the mouse down, you'll see down below there's these over here for ads for websites. A lot of people make ads for websites using Photoshop. That's what these are. But I'm going to choose the 800 by 600. I was just saying that. I just wanted to point that out. There is ad sizes. These are common web ad sizes right here. So if I choose the 800 by 600, I'm going to use RGB. The reason why is we're designing things for the computer screen. When we talk about computer monitors here, we're talking about red, green, and blue. Where, of course, if we were designing for print, we would use CMYK, right? Those are printing colors: cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And then these other ones, I wouldn't mess with them right now. RGB is what I'm going to use. 8-bit channels, white background's fine. I'm going to hit OK. Gives me a nice big white area. Hold on, let me move mine around a little bit so you can see it. Everybody okay? Okay, now I'm going to go and design a banner like they did the Cafe Townsend. To do that, you could open up pictures and things like that and shrink it down and stuff like that. But I'm just going to make a simple textured background, or a gradient background, or not background, banner that I would use for my website, just like the Cafe Townsend. To do that, I can use the rectangle tool, which is located here. Look, if you look here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down on the right side. There's one called rectangle tool. Does anybody see that? You might have to hold the mouse down to see it. Anybody see the rectangle tool? And to make a rectangle, I'm going to just click and drag. Don't worry about size right now. And you click and drag from the upper left corner to the lower right corner, and it makes a box. So click from the upper left corner. It looks like a rectangle. It's probably, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down on the right side here, rectangle. You can just click and drag a box. Anybody drag a box? Or hit cancel. Go up. underneath the text tool, there's a rectangle. Click, click. Okay, and then go over to your screen. Click and hold the mouse down and drag to the left, down a little bit, down. There you go, rectangle. Let go. It's alright, it's just white. It's okay, we're going to change the color. Next thing I'm going to do is open up the layers window. To open up the layers window is under Window, Layers. If you don't see layers, go under Window, Layers, and it should be a window that looks like this. When we made a layer, you should see one that says Shape 1. There should be one that's called Shape 1 under Layer. Do you see that? Okay, I'm going to make a gradient in this layer. To make a gradient in this layer, there's a little FX at the very bottom of the layer window. It looks like FX. If I click and hold the mouse down there, there's one that says Gradient Overlay. Gradient Overlay. If I click on that, it can make a gradient, and my rectangle then can have a gradient. So it's not solid color. You can adjust your gradient by clicking in this area right here, and you can choose a different gradient if you want. All I did was click on the gradient right here. Just click in this big area. It'll give you some options. You can use the default ones up here. I'm going to use this one for default, and then hit OK. And then let's put our text over the banner. The Cafe Townsend had some text, right, over top of it. Did you guys get text in the Cafe Townsend? To put text over top of my banner, I'm going to use the text tool, which is this one, the one that has a T in it. See the text? And before, I'm not going to type inside the box here. I'm going to type down below and then drag it in. There's a reason why. Is because if you try and click inside the box, it wants to attach the text to the box. I don't want to attach the text to the box. I want to make it free floating so I can move it around. I'm going to click down here and type in some text. Cafe, was it Townsend? Townsend. You can change the font up here if you want. This is size. Just like a word processor, you need to select the text before you can change the font size. You have to select the text before you can change the font size. When you're done, this one is the move tool, this one at the very top, the first tool, and I'm going to move it over top of my banner, and then I'm done. That is my banner. You're typing with white color, that's why. If you change the color at the very top, see at the very top there's some options. Go up, over, right there, oh, right there. Change that color to something and hit OK. Now try and type. Okay, so that's how you can make a simple banner. I just made that, but of course you can take a whole bunch of classes and time and learn a little bit of Photoshop. You guys all learned a little Photoshop before, somewhat? Okay. So let me pause this.